Hi y'all, today we're making Magnificent Meatloaf. Alright, we're going to start off with 1.5 pounds of ground beef, and you can use a fatter or a greater fat content beef because we're going to get rid of most of the fat. Alright, we're going to crack 1 egg in there, and then look at this, 2 tablespoons of finely chopped onion. And for those of you who have been following my onion chopping skills or lack thereof, look at that. You impressed or what? I did a good job. I'm really excited. It's because I got new knives. All right, and now here's pepper and salt to taste. All right. And 1/3 of a cup of oatmeal. And you'll notice that that's all we have is 1/3 of a cup of oatmeal. And that's what sets us apart from most other meatloaf recipes, because most are actually just cost cutting. And it's why people do it. It's because maybe they have a lot of children. They've got to make their food budget stretch farther. And so they'll do something like half cornflakes, half meat, half oatmeal, half meat. But this is just because we like meatloaf and it's a really great recipe. So we don't have to try to stretch it by filling it. Using a lot of filler. Now here's half a cup of tomato sauce, and that's a little unusual too. You don't get that in a lot of meatloaf recipes, to put sauce directly into the meat. This is really a good recipe. I really like it, and so many people have so many bad experiences with meatloaf. I'm afraid people won't try it, but it is really good. Alright, now we're going to spray the non-stick cooking spray on this loaf pan. I know it's probably not needed, but I like to be better safe than sorry, because the meat is going to be fairly greasy and won't stick, but just to be sure, I'm going to spray it. Alright, so now we're going to go ahead and put the meat in here, and I didn't just turn it out in here and just plop it in, because I didn't want it to smear the cooking spray and maybe make a place where there wasn't any, and then it stick in that spot. So that's why I put it in a little at a time. Now it looks like I'm massaging it, but in a second I'll do something that there we go. Now I'm going to go around the edges, and you definitely do want to do this, is to go around the edges, and you're just kind of making them even with the rest of the top of the oatmeal, not oatmeal, meatloaf, and so you don't have crests coming up around the edges. You want it to all lay smooth and just look like a nice little loaf. And now it's going in the oven for about 40 to 45 minutes on 350. And now we're going to make the topping. It's a half cup of ketchup. All right, and 1/3 of a cup of packed brown sugar. And you want to make sure there's not lumps in your brown sugar. And 3 tablespoons of Worcestershire sauce. Now, if there's lump in your brown sugar, it doesn't mean there's something wrong with your brown sugar. It just means you need to break up the lumps. It absorbs a lot of moisture, and it'll get lumpy and hard. But as long as you can break it up, it's okay. All right, and then we're just going to stir this up. And this sauce, not really a sauce, it's a topping, really makes the difference with this meatloaf. It's just really a special recipe. I hope people will give it a try. Okay, now here the meatloaf is out of the oven, and you can see it's just got lots and lots of grease. And I'm going to drain it. Usually I wouldn't do this on camera. Notice my Elvis pot holders. Very proud of those. My mom bought me those years ago. And I'm going to take this can that our tomato sauce came in, and I am going to pour the grease into this can. And you can pour it into whatever you like, but you're going to have to get rid of it some way. And then after we're done getting rid of the grease there, I don't do this on camera, but you can rinse off the meatloaf in hot water and get even more fat. But once the fat's gone, it's gone. So it's just as if you had bought a more expensive bit of ground beef that had less of a fat content. I swear, ask the experts in your meat department at your grocery store. It's true. So you don't always have to buy the more expensive ground beef. So here we are, just putting on the topping, getting it ready to go back in the oven. All right, it's going to go back in the oven for at least 10 minutes, maybe 15. Just depending on how it looks. Here we go. Looks good. There we go. All right, and there it is, ready to eat. Oh, the little jingle bell was my cat. He's ready to eat meatloaf, I guess. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed it and you've been in the kitchen with Dinah.